I'm Belinda Wasser-Sandor, also known as Rocket Girl. Today, we're going to talk about the unlikely places where you're going to find clients. Hey everybody, welcome to the Rocket Girl Show. I'm Belinda Sandor, also known as Rocket Girl, and today we're going to talk about unlikely places that you are going to find your clients. I know a lot of you. I know that this is really interesting. I know for a lot of you, it's easier to tell a stranger about your business than to tell someone who you've known for a long time, and there's a bajillion reasons for that. However, I want to talk about 3 really nice stories of how clients have come into my world, really good people, by sharing the word with people that I already knew. Okay, so let's dive into this and tell me where you're coming in from. Frederica's here. Hello, hello, hello. It's always nice to see you. So tell me, tell me where you're coming in from, and I'd love to hear your reactions to this story. These stories. There's 3 stories that are going to unfold. Okay. All right. So since 2010, when I started my business, Rocket Girl Solutions, I have looked back over the places that where my clients have come from, and it was really interesting. And I have in VA school, I have a presentation, a lesson all about, I think it's like 15 of the people that I've met and had as clients, and how those stories are unfolded. But I'm just going to talk about 3 today. All right, 3. So here's the first one is Bob. Okay, Bob, I was on a project for one of my existing clients, Nick, and my job for Nick was to move him off of one CRM. Customer relationship management software application. He was using Infusionsoft, and I was moving him over to MailChimp. And his web developer was involved. His name was David, and David and I worked together in the background to make these changes in the way that Nick was running his business. So I thought David was pretty cool. I really liked him, and he seemed very smart, and I liked his approach. So after the project was over, I said to David, "Hey, David, I'd like to learn more about your business. I really enjoyed working with you." Again, pretty much a stranger. And so we decided to meet on the phone. And we met on the phone for probably 30 minutes. And I told him all about Rocket Girl Solutions, and he told me all about his business. We agreed to stay in touch, which we did. I put him on my newsletter list, and he sends out a lovely holiday card every year with pictures of his kids and his spouse and all this. So we stayed in touch, but not constant touch by any stretch. Although I was in his inbox every 2 weeks with my newsletter. So what happened was, months later, David is in my inbox, and he says, "Hey, I have a potential client for you." Oh, I left part of this out. So what we discovered during the call was that we probably were not going to work together. Our work was too close. There were the overlaps were too big for us to likely bring the other one on the project. But again, liked him, thought he was smart, kept in touch with him. So now, a few months later, he's in my inbox, and he says, "I have a client. He wants email newsletters, and I don't do that." And I said, "You bet." Well, it started out with email newsletters. However, it grew and grew and grew over the years, to at one point, this particular client was 20% of my revenue, right? 20% of my revenue every single year. And we still work together, in fact. So you'd never know, right? So you never know from somebody who I met on a project. I admired him. I thought he did good work. In the spirit of that, got in touch with him, and then it turned into this big relationship. Okay. All right. Let's talk about Rosalind. So I went to a party in Massachusetts, one that my client was hosting. So I was kind of in the hostess role. And I was going around and introducing myself to everyone, saying hello. There were people that I had known in the past, that I'd seen at past parties, and some of my clients were there as well. And so we were having a little chit chat. This guy's name is Doug. And I'm trying to remember exactly how it happened, but we started talking about places we used to work. And I said, yeah, I used to work at Digitas. And he said, oh my gosh, that's crazy. My wife used to work there. And I said, really, what was her name? And what's ironic is I didn't know that many people, and I worked in IT, and for whatever reason, I just didn't know that many people in the company. And even though I'd been there for a couple of years, it was a pretty big company. And so he told me her name, Rosalind. And I said, oh my gosh, I remember her. She was in the C-suite, and I was asked to go talk to her when she first started and help her with her computer. So I remembered her because she was nice, and turns out she remembered me. And so what happened was Doug went home, told his wife, and he also told me that she had just started a business and that Rosalind and I should probably talk about potentially working together, which is great. So we connected. She reached out to me. We connected, and she is also still a client. And that was a long time ago. And we've done lots of good work together. And then let's talk about Rebecca. So Rebecca is someone who I have known Rebecca for 21 years. When I had my online baby gift store, I used to sell her products. Her company was called Three Marthas. Beautiful products, really loved them. We worked together so that I could personalize them for my customers. And I just liked her. She lives in Texas, and I would see her very rarely, but every couple of years, she would come to New York to the Javits Center where people buy products for stores, and I would see her, and we would maybe have a drink or just check in. And I put her on my newsletter list when I started RocketGirl because I had a relationship with her, and we stayed in touch that way. And every once in a while, we would have a personal back and forth in email, but not a lot. And then what happened was about 5 years ago, so again, not instant, but about 5 years ago, she's on my calendar and for a discovery call. And I thought, okay, this is going to be great. Turns out I had no idea. She sold her business. She has now had a job working at a barn, and she needed someone to help her set up signing waivers on a tablet. So, or understanding that there's risk involved with horseback riding, blah, 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 and the person's parents sign it, and they needed it to be mobile. So I helped her with that. She goes away. We continue to stay in touch. I continue to publish my newsletter. She sees me on, social media, whatever. And then last year, she gets on my calendar again, another discovery call, no longer working there, bought another business. Her husband asked her what she wanted for her birthday, and she said 5 hours of Belinda. He bought the 5 hours. I worked with Rebecca, and we worked on the project, and her debit card is now done. But who knows? Who knows when I'm going to see her again or in what iteration? So it's important to just be, it's important to just sort of, be a nice person, keep in touch with people. They really appreciate it. Don't ever write somebody off because you think they're never going to hire you or they don't know anybody. It's what I really tell my daughter is that, the world is small. The world is small, and it keeps getting smaller the older that I get. So you really want to, you just don't want to exclude people. You just don't want to exclude people from the goodness that you're sharing with your newsletter and all the things that you do. Okay. So like I said, the world is small. Be nice, do your best. And don't write off someone because you think that they're not going to, they're not going to hire you. And stay in touch with people that you like. The key here is people that you like. That's the key. And that's what I think makes it enjoyable, and what makes it a lot easier is people that you like. Because remember, my first client, I did not go to the school bus stop that morning thinking that Will was going to hire me for his brand new business. I didn't even know he had a brand new business. So clients are everywhere, guys. They're everywhere. And I want you, this is the main point. Please stop trying to get strangers to hire you. The cold calling, if you want to go network, absolutely go do that. That's great. Meet people. But it's the relationships that occur after the networking event that are really foundational to your business. Okay. So it looks like we've got people all over the place today. So Veronica is here, and Teresa and Tori. Someone's coming in from Austin and Jacksonville, North Carolina. That's terrific. All right. Good. And Maria. Good. Hello, Candace. Hello. All right. So, yes. So Samantha says, I agree. We have to connect with people that we like. Yes, yes. It's such a nice thing. It's really scary when you first start doing it, but student after student after student has told me once they do this, it just feels more natural because I'm not a natural connector. I'm not the person who knows everybody and is at the hub of everything in my life. And so it's great. It's great to reach out and to have people around us. Okay, so I want to tell you one more thing before we bop off here. I want to tell you that starting on October 31st, we are having our next VA Client Kickstart Challenge. We're going to be meeting every week or every weekday at noon right here. So if you haven't signed up yet, scoot on over to vachallenge.info, get yourself signed up, and there's going to be tons and tons of information all about getting clients. And then on the fourth day, on Thursday, I'm going to open doors to enrollment for my signature program, VA School. So if you're interested in joining VA School, that's when your chance is going to be right in front of you. So come hang out with me for those 5 days. I'm going to give you tons of valuable information. We have a workbook, we have homework, all the things, we have prizes. It's a lot of fun. Okay. So sign up and come join me. I'd love to have you. Okay, everybody. I'm Rocket Girl signing off for now. Have a great rest of your week. Bye-bye.